Okay, good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining this webinar. We don't want to take much time, and for that purpose, we will be starting at exactly 5 minutes past 11 so that we can have more people join, and we'll take it from there. Thank you.
industry, and the role of innovation and collaboration cannot be denied. The 6-week NIA Innovation Lab is designed to connect innovators with insurers to solve real industry challenges. This year, we're zeroing in on 3 themes. 2, industry-wide challenges, electronic KYC, and a claims exchange starting with motor insurance. The 3rd is a wildcard for fresh, disruptive, and interesting ideas. If you are an innovator with a valuable solution, this is your chance to collaborate with us, with the industry. Apply today at nigeriainsurers.org/innovation lab. Let's transform insurance in Nigeria together.
The NIA Innovation Lab is where bold ideas in insurance come alive. This is an opportunity to turn your solutions into real industry-changing products that will touch millions of Nigerians. If you have a disruptive idea or a startup that can transform insurance, this is your chance. Applications are now open. Don't just watch innovation happen, be part of it. Visit Lab now to apply.
We're at a pivotal moment.
Good morning once again, and thank you for joining this webinar. We wouldn't want to waste time, and we have on call Mr. Damola Oloko from AXA Mansard Insurances, the team lead or the brain driving the central working committee for the NIA Innovation Lab. We actually have a 12-man committee working on the Innovation Lab, but he's sort of like the head who chairs the directions and everything that is been done at the Innovation Lab level. So Mr. Damola Oloko, good morning. Please, you have the floor now.
Okay, good morning, everyone. Thank you very much for joining the call. Really appreciate our time. Really appreciate us joining the session today. So the main idea around this session is just to give some context as to what we are doing here. Sorry, can you hear me? Confirm you can hear me.
Yes, we can.
Thumbs up. Or yes. Okay. Great. Yes. Yes. So just to give some context as to what the NIA Innovation Lab is and how we can how the NIA is looking to work with innovators going forward. Looking forward to hearing some thoughts, comments. We're happy to provide clarifications where necessary as we go on. At some point, I would invite I'll invite Rashidat to speak with us, and maybe she can do that now. Hi, Rashidat. Good morning.
Morning. Hi, Damola. I think you need to enable. I think my mic is enabled, but my camera isn't. In case it's possible, check.
Yes, we'll do that. Shortly. Yes.
Hi. Good morning,
Please
everyone.
Confirm that it's been a
Okay. Let's see. It seems to be changing from enabled to disabled, but good morning, everyone. It's definitely a pleasure to be here. I think just to kick off this conversation. Okay, yeah. Okay, I see it now. Okay. I hope you can hear and see me. It's a
yes,
pleasure.
we can. Yes, we can hear.
Yeah, so it's a pleasure to be with you today. It's an opportunity to just open the floor for conversations. There's been, I guess, a number of inquiries. We also wanted to give a little bit of room for more submissions. So I think there were some flexibilities that, based on feedback that we got from companies and people who wanted to submit their idea to the committee. So we're definitely excited to have people on the call. We're opening the floor to questions, comments, clarifications, and most importantly is that we're in a partnership, situation. We really want to make a big difference. The industry is ready and set. So I'm excited to see a lot of members of our committee here. But just know that everyone here can be supportive, we can clarify. And in the end, this is just another platform to engage a little bit more, to be much more direct. If there are also things that you're not sure about, we can update or improve upon some of the conversations that we're already having in one point, at one point, from one place. So this is really what the session is about. This is not for long speeches. See, 2 minutes, Rashida Adebisi, so I'm literally done. But I'll be here on the call in case there are questions or comments to be sort of shared with everyone here today. So thank you to the team. Thank you to the committee. You guys have been working, but the work is really just starting. So great to be here today. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you very much, Rashidat. Thanks for sharing. So yes, we're super excited about the program. We're super excited about what this will bring as well to the insurance industry. But to give us some context as regards why we are even where we are at the moment, I would like to invite Star Witness Godwin Usoro, who is also an insurance professional within the insurance industry here in Nigeria, working with Sanlam Alliance. Again, I think Peter mentioned that we have a 12-man committee, and so we have bright minds and very interesting persons who are working together to make sure this first edition of the NIA Lab is successful. So Mr. Witness is part of that team. So I'll leave all the other introductions to him. But yes, he's going to take us through the state of innovation, insurance innovation in Nigeria 2025. So there was a report that was done by the NIA within the industry. Just give us a context as to why we are running the lab and the theme that we are sort of running with in this first edition. So over to you.
Thank you very much, Damola. Thank you very much, Rashidat. I think Rashidat has done the groundwork. I'm just going to ride on what you and what Rashidat and Damola and Peter have said. First, I need us to know that the innovation lab in itself didn't just start. There was first a clear survey that was done on the insurance industry. It was called an industry inaugural innovation survey. And the focus of the survey was to just understand the pain points and of the pain point of the industry and get clarity as to how we should go forward. First, just to understand how the survey was done, 45 senior leaders were reached out to that comprises of 22 CEOs, 10 CTOs, and 13 head of strategy, just to get clarity as to where the pain points are in the industry and if the industry is actually ready to collaborate, to solve all of these pain points. And one of the fantastic result that makes this innovation up even a success from inception is that 87% of the leaders are ready to actually collaborate on shared innovations and solutions, and 69% of them actually confirm their readiness to commit resources to ensure that this becomes a success. So I'll give a dovetail as we go through the presentation. Let's be clear that the presentation will be sent to you later, so I might not be touching every aspect of it. The message is clear. The appetite for innovation is strong. We understand our pain points, and The pain point is not just for an organization, it's for the industry. And this is the moment, I believe this is the best moment for us to have coordinated actions to ensure that we can solve these problems. Remember, this is a time where we have the NERA, we have the InsurTech regulations. These are very, very interesting times. Recapitalization is a strong conversation. So this is the best time for us to actually start looking at how to innovate in the industry. So, like I said before, the methodology is basically 45 senior leaders were reached out to, and it was across the life insurance space, the general insurance space, the TACAFOL, and the micro insurance provider, so that we can have like an holistic view of the pain points. And what were the key insights? The key insights basically is that respondents wanted, the biggest concern for every of the respondents were around customer acquisition and KYC. There were also some other insights, that there were some other conversations, because in the orders, if you look at the pie chart, the orders contains unavailability of quality data, payment and collection management, talent acquisition. Those are normal pain points in the industry. Those are normal gaps in the industry. But what we saw from the result of the survey is that the major concerns were around customer acquisition and KYC. If you look at the pie chart, 28% is on customer acquisition, 26.7% was around KYC. And these challenges represent like pressure points, and the focus here is looking at things around cost savings, efficiency, and customer trust. So, sorry. So the next point for us was to look at what would be our strategic priorities from an innovation point of view. So the first thing was for us to look at how can we improve customer experience, how can we ensure that there's a better front office when it comes to insurance. People see insurance in a better way. That is, how can we solve distributional issues? So the major levelers that we're meant to look at here were things around onboarding and customer experience. How do we ensure that the claims and underwriting aspect, which are long-term perspective? On a short-term perspective, the first point was customer experience. By on a long-term perspective, we're looking at claims and underwriting to see how we can improve it holistically. Using EFINA's access to finance report of 2023, there were inquiries on what are the reasons why people don't even buy insurance in Nigeria, and you will see that if you ask an average person, the first thing you will hear is price. But EFINA's survey showed us clearly that the real reason why people don't buy insurance is because of first, an awareness issue, low awareness, and the second thing is the level of trust. And price is a conversation, but that's not the major driver to why people don't buy insurance. So the reason why this is also very established is the fact that this is the best time to actually be an innovator in the insurance space. This is like the first time we see insurance come together and they are interested in finding solutions to every pain point around the market, But of course, we know that there are many issues, but we can't jump on everything. So that's why we had to do a deep dive on three major lines, three major aspects. So what are the areas of collaboration? From the survey, we saw that the major issues were around claims exchange, KYC solutions, and fraud management. There were other issues also, but as a group, we looked at it and evaluated that the major parts that we need to first look at is the claims exchange and eKYC solution. What are the issues from an individual innovator standpoint, an insurance standpoint? You see that many innovators have issues around cost of implementation. Many innovators have issues around cost of implementation. The others have issues around regulatory constraints. Those are like the major issues that they always have, and those are the histories of the past. And that's why NIA has come together and said, okay, before we even go ahead, we will ensure that part is already resolved. So the emerging opportunities here is as a group, the first point of call is around the eKYC and the claims exchange. We are looking at people that can help us build, innovators that can help us build frameworks that will enable shared data and API calls. Basically, we know what has happened in the banking sector. Can we do something better for the insurance sector? Why in the claims exchange? Standardized FNOL, basically what we are saying is the claims notification aspect of things, where everything we can track everything from an holistic point of view. Look at repair networks for the claims processes and even do SLA tracking. Any innovator that can provide solutions around that would be doing a fantastic work for us. And just to ensure that we don't waste any innovator's time, from the day one, NIA has ensured that there is regulatory alignment and there is ROI, that is return of investment. So what we are looking at, what we are looking for here basically is for us to get CX-driven innovations to improve onboarding. We want to have things that would help us with our onboarding, our distribution, and enable customer trust. We also want to collaborate on shared infrastructures that would help with fraud detection, eKYC, and address issues around claims. The major focus is customer trust and awareness, and we want to make the claims process more transparent. So that's the reason why we launched this. And I hope this has been enough to give you better insight as to why the Innovation Hub was created. And of course, this is led by our chairman, Kule Ahmed, and this committee is led by Babatunde Fademroko, with the assistance of Rashida Adebisi, and our coordinator, Innovation Lead here is Adedamola. Thank you very much. We are open to questions.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that context. I think it's important context for us. Just like you mentioned, we are happy to share the survey result with you, so you can also look at it. I think it's important. The survey result is important. Yes, it was on the basis of the survey result that we pick the themes, the focus areas for this first edition. Again, just like you mentioned, we can't solve everything, right? So, but these are the biggest pain points today. Remember that the respondents were the decision makers, those who know the pain and know that these are the issues. So, what it can also do for you as an innovator is that it gives you a window into the minds of the insurance companies. What are the challenges that they are facing? Yes, beyond just eKYC and the claims exchange that we noted, there are other areas that remain pain points, right? So how can I solve it? So by the time you are bringing a solution to a problem that they've noted that is a problem, it's a lot more a conversation than, oh, you're just talking to the other party and the other party is saying, do I really need this? So I think that's what this sort of brings. And I'll share my screen now to just take us through again what the program is and what we are looking to achieve and who we are looking to work with in the program. And then we can take questions afterwards to just get, if you need any clarification, if you have any queries, you can ask as well. If you want, you can raise your hand. If not, if you can just drop your questions in the chat and we can just take it accordingly. So let me know if you can see my screen. Thumbs up, just react so that I'm sure that you're here. Awesome, great. Thank you. So yes, so the NIA Innovation Lab is a product of the Nigerian Insurers Association. The Nigerian Insurers Association, just as the name is an association consisting of all insurers in Nigeria. That's insurance companies, so life insurance companies, general insurance companies, composite insurance companies, reinsurance companies, takaful insurance companies, micro insurance companies, right? So that's the body that has all of, and the survey was done for everyone within all of these brackets, right? And from that, we came up to two areas that we're looking to focus on: the eKYC and claims exchange. Now, if you remember in the survey, there was the claims exchange, there was fraud management, and then there's KYC. So we look at fraud management, that can also be in and around the claims exchange, and even maybe KYC as well somehow, right? But if we then look at the two areas that are the biggest headache, KYC, KYC onboarding and all of that is still a huge bottleneck for the industry. How can we solve that as a whole for the industry? And I'll speak a bit more on what exactly we're sort of looking for and how you can sort of bring forth your solution and how you're able to tell us, maybe come pitch what you can do with the industry through the NIA. So the claims exchange is the other one, and we're starting off with Moto Insurance. Remember, I said starting off, so it's going to go beyond just, so in insurance there are different products, right? And each of those products have different ways that claims are being done, right, and managed. So we need to take them one after the other. We're starting off with Moto. It's compulsory insurance. So how can we ensure that, yes, it's compulsory, you can say let my people go, but how do we improve the experience? Because the major experience for insurance is at the claims, right? For those of you who probably have insurance and maybe you've claimed before, maybe putting yourself in the shoes of, okay, how can this process be improved by maybe some form of data that everybody has, and then we're able to just layer on that infrastructure, basically, that we can then layer on to just improve experience and make things a lot easier and faster. Reduce fraud as well, because fraud remains a huge challenge for the industry, right? And I won't talk too much in terms of the objectives and expectations. Just to give context of what we are sort of looking for. What I'll just mention here is that post the program, right, there's going to be a pilot. So innovators that come into the program, we're going to be piloting with insurance companies, with the industry, really. And then we post the pilot, we're then able to scale this across board. If you look at the two themes, these are tilting more towards infrastructure conversations, so industry-wide conversation, industry-wide topics, all right? And so those are intentional, and I think that it's important that we have those sort of guard and rails upon which we build insurance solutions and propositions as we go ahead. Okay, so in terms of the approach that we're looking at, just like I said, there are two major themes, and as you saw in the videos, two major themes, right? eKYC. Today, the problem around fragmented identity systems, duplication across insurance companies. So today, an example is that there's still a challenge around unique identification of insurance customers, right? How can we collaborate with someone to solve some of those challenges? So we have a unique identification of all insurance customers in Nigeria, corporates and individual. What sort of KYC framework should we be working with within the industry? How can we implement that technically, right? Again, that's part of the things that we're going to be working with the innovators on, right? Developing that framework, understanding the nuances of every insurer in the country. There are definitely different levels of technological and digital maturity. So you have to incorporate that in whatever you're building, right? And just give different options to make it easy for everybody to be able to use those platforms. So it's a journey, right? Generally, this program is supposed to be like you're working together with the industry on a journey to provide solutions that speak to the realities of the insurance industry. So yes, maybe you have solutions that worked in the fintech space, in the property space, in the banking space. Insurance is quite different. And so how do we nuance it to our reality? And that's why we need that journey through this program. So building out that framework is very important as well. So if you look at the claims exchange, like I mentioned, starting off with motor insurance, and then we're looking at the fact that today, there's poor interoperability between insurers, sharing of information. Today, a customer who was with insurer A, and then maybe he was looking to change his insurer, goes to insurer B. Insurer B doesn't have the history of the customer at insurer A. You'll probably be asking, things like that. And that can take some time. It can be tedious, and things like that. So all of those gaps, then bring forth, opportunities for fraud, and a lot of inefficiencies and delay in the claims process as well. So how can we solve that with this central database, right? And then the third bucket is a wild card. So this is not necessarily within eKYC or claims exchange, but it's just an open call to say, okay, do you have solutions that you think can solve a problem that insurance companies are facing? All right. It doesn't have to be KYC, it doesn't have to be claims exchange, but any other solution. Remember, in the survey, these are the ones that stuck out, but there are other areas as well that remain pain points, and different insurers have priorities in terms of what the pain points are. So can your solution speak to somebody and an insurer that might want to sort of work with you? And why that is important is something that I'll speak to as we go on. In terms of the application and selection process, not to talk too much on terms of the eligibility. This is available on the website as well. But yes, at least you have an MVP, something that you have tested, you can show pedigree that this is something that can work and we can scale. Again, remember that we are going on a journey. This is something that doesn't exist today. So we don't necessarily expect that we'll have the answers from day one. So, but you have something that we can build on, right, to get us to our destination. That is very important. And if you show traction of something that has worked before, some way that you have tried it out before, that will be very interesting to help us, because again, it's a short program, and then also these are commitments as well. Your commitment has to make sense as well. So we want to make it as short as possible so that we're not elongating the whole process. So as quick as possible, we're able to validate some of these things, change what we need to adjust, where we need to adjust, make the nuances where we need to, and then begin to implement this through a pilot, and then we scale it accordingly. All right. So in terms of selection, looking at perhaps maybe 10, 15 applicants, making it to pitch day. You ask what is pitch day, and I'll talk to this afterwards soon. And then we select innovators who are coming into the program. In the program, you get a lot of support. We have officers, so we're able to connect with. So if you're doing a solution, KYC, claims, or maybe something else, we're able to put you in front of or with the guys who are actually living this pain. So let's assume claims exchange. Maybe we are connecting you, we are bringing into the room where you are, we are bringing the claims guys from 3, 4, 5 insurance companies. So you have the actual context of what claims is, what the pains are, and what a solution could look like. So you're actually solving the problem, not assuming that that's the problem. But the people who are living the problem, you're able to be in the room and say, okay, we can do it this way. If we do it this way, how can it help? What can it do? Right. So that is one thing that is very key for you, in this program. Definitely, you have mentors as well, insurance professionals who will be working with to just guide you and help you understand. Okay, these are the challenges, that the opportunity. This is where you can look at it, and this is how you can push this. Yes, workshop sessions, and then the NIA as well. I don't know if the Nigerian Insurance Association has a very beautiful building in VI, and so there'll be giving some space for you as well within the building for the program, so that you can also immerse yourself somehow, some way within the insurance industry, and just get you close to us and help us to build and work together, right? So in terms of post the program, right? So again, the program ends with a demo day, right? And then post the program, we're looking to pilot some of these solutions. Yes, we have 2, 3 here, but definitely it depends on how things go. We are happy to explore pilots with as many as are in the program, to ensure that we're able to test it, adjust, and then put put things out. So one thing for sure is that as long as you come into this program, you are sure that you are coming out with a solution that actually solves the problem. So because you have been in the room with those people who live the problem, you're able to have the context of the problem, and then you're able to take that and build a solution. That is for sure. That's an actual solution to the problem, not one that you think can solve, but you know that can actually solve. So you're coming out with a solution to the actual problem, right? So in terms of the other considerations, we talked about pitch day, demo day, and some of the other major events. So the launch day has happened some weeks ago, where we announced the Nigerian Insurance Association Innovation Lab. But pitch day, so what exactly is pitch day? So pitch day is an opportunity for all innovators, who are shortlisted for the pitch day, to present to the insurance industry. So in attendance of that day are going to be the insurance industry. Again, members of the Nigerian Insurance Association are going to be in attendance. So maybe we have 10, 15, 20 applicants who are innovators who are presenting. Yes, not all will make it into the program. Yes, because again, we have focus areas and things that we want to work with, but all 10, 15, 20 have opportunity to share their solution to the industry, right? To give context of what they can do, what they can solve. And that provides a platform. And the NIA is providing this as a platform for innovators to meet the insurance industry. So even from that session, you can begin to have partnership collaborations with insurance companies, not necessarily within the lab, but on the side of the lab. And then if there are insurance companies who like what you're presenting, they're happy to, they can easily just pick up conversations. And that's a challenge that we think that, so we saw a challenge where insurers, yes, they understand innovation, that there's need for innovation and all, but how do we carry it out, and where do they meet this innovator? And so that's why we're bringing this platform, a pitch day, for innovators to sort of meet the insurance industry, to say, okay, this is what I'm presenting, this is what I have, this is what I think I can do for you. And then this is how we can work together. And it's easy for conversations to be picked up on that day. So demo day, like I mentioned, closes out the program just to show what has been done so far in the program and the opportunities that has come out of the program as well. We're going to be working with Impact Hub for this program. Then we should, definitely get more details on this as things go on. So this is just to give you a glimpse of, in terms of demo and pitch day, the judges who will be looking at all of the presentations, what they'll be looking out for, again, so that you can prepare, right? So just problem solution fit, innovation and uniqueness, feasibility and scalability, which is very important. Remember, these are potentially solutions that will be used by all insurance companies, at least members of the Nigerian Insurance Association. So I think those are some of the things that you also put in context, right? Because if you remember the survey, right, one of the biggest barriers to innovation from the insurance company side was cost of implementation. I think Witness mentioned it. When you are speaking to one insurer, then you go to another insurer, the cost, might be high, right? But when you're then now looking at, okay, the NIA is coming to you and say, okay, all 50 of us, 57 of us, all of us within the insurance industry want to use this solution. What would the cost be? I think it crashes the cost somehow, some way. And so that's the way that the NIA is also looking at this. How can we make this scalable and affordable for players within the insurance industry? Remember that some of these things are even expected from the regulator point of view. So that's why it's also important. Part of the reasons why some of these things are even prioritized. So team strength, technical readiness, and then openness to collaboration. This is very important as well, I would say, because there can be opportunities, for example, for even deeper collaboration beyond just, okay, this is your solution, members of the NIA are using it. It can even go beyond that. So just openness to those kind of opportunities is very important. It's something that you should also consider. So think of the needs of this world, right, and how that become like infrastructure, for example, within the banking space. So those are some of the thinkings that we're having, right, in terms of what are some of the guardrails or what are some of the foundations that we need to build for insurance to then grow in Nigeria. In terms of dates that you should look out for, Pitch Day is we are looking to hold Pitch Day. Sorry, this is 17th of October, actually. 17th of October. This was an error. So Pitch Day is 17th of October. And then the program is going to kick off on the 28th of October. And then Demo Day on the 9th of October. After which we then have pilot of the program, of the solutions that have come into the program. And so it's just for us to note those dates so that we can prepare. For those of us who have submitted our applications already, it's good for us to have this noted so that we can prepare accordingly when we're invited to the program. In terms of deadline for submission of applications, the deadline is the 8th of October. That's next week, Wednesday. Just like Rashid had mentioned, we had to extend it just to accommodate a lot more people to submit their application. And we thought that it'd be great to have this session to just give some context as to what we are doing and how you can be a part of it. So deadline for application, again, 8th of October. Pitch Day is 17th of October. And then the program will kick off 28th of October and Demo Day on the 9th of December, right? So afterwards, then we have the pilot phase that can then now be done, based on the solution and how we're able to manage those engagements. So we have some questions that has come up. I just thought that maybe we should just address them. And then if you have any other question, please, you can ask, raise your hand or drop in the chat. So who can apply, right? I think we mentioned that. So innovators, you have solutions that speaks to some of the challenges within the insurance industry. Preferable that you are already start to operate in Nigeria, right? At least you have a tested prototype, something that you have put out there. If you are beyond even prototype, that would even be great, right? But that's the least. Definitely not ideal stage, right? Definitely not ideal stage. And then you should align somehow, some way with the themes. Again, eKYC, KYC, onboarding and likes, claims exchange, starting with motor insurance. Remember, motor insurance, that's what we're starting with. And then there was the wild card. So that can be anything that affects or that solves the problem within the insurance value chain. So if it's not speaking to our value chain, it might not necessarily come fly. So you have to have that as consideration. Themes for this year, I think we mentioned that already, eKYC, motor, claims exchange, and then it's a wildcard which anyone can apply, bring in their solutions. What stage of solution are you looking for? Again, minimum of the prototype. It doesn't have to be fully scaled, but tested and it's functional, right? What do I get, as a startup and innovator? Mentioned some things, before. Access to mentorship, access to the insurance industry and innovators within the space, exploring exposure to leading insurers, be able to pilot and do some partnerships as well, which is something like I'm sure that we're definitely looking for. I think the insurance industry is ripe for a lot of collaboration. It's ripe for innovation at the moment, and so how can you be a part of that movement? the InsurTech guideline was released recently. NIRA, the new Insurance Act is out. The NIA Innovation Lab is here, as well. And you see a lot of push as well from the regulator side in terms of the fact that, okay, claims, we cannot relegate the place of claims, and how just pointing out how important claims is, and how we need to make it easier for Nigerians to make claims and get the protection that they need as well. So masterclass sessions, curated curriculums, visibility and recognition through the NIA to the industry, and also access to industry data as well, right? So we're able to build solutions leveraging that insights from the data that we have as an industry. So what happens on Pitch Day? I think I explained this already. So how long is the program? It's a 6 weeks program. So yes, it's short. So we need to work closely with you to just see how to drive things fast. What is expected from participants? Active participation during the program, willingness and commitment to collaborate with each other. Remember, I mentioned it's very important. And refining your solution, we have to be able to go on the journey. I don't know if you know, right? And I'll just say this. Yes, I'm in the insurance industry, but the truth of the matter is that we're not used to change. We don't like change. When you look at technological change, we're not fast in doing that. So you need that patience, and you have to be willing to come on a journey with us. And because you need to understand our context. You need to understand why we are not even fast, right? Maybe it's even a wrong context, right, for us to not be fast. But you need to understand why, and then take us to where we need to be in terms of being quick, being flexible, and things like that. But you need to have that understanding, and you need to have that patience. So your willingness and commitment to collaborate is very important. What happens after the program? Like I mentioned, pilot, how do I apply? So just go to, for those of us who have not applied yet, nigeriainsurers.org/innovation lab. Like I mentioned, deadline is the 8th of October, 2025. So how participants be selected? Like I mentioned, there's going to be a panel during pitch day who would sort of score and just assess the applications. Yes, they will have access to your submissions beforehand, but then also on pitch day, you're able to speak to what you actually submitted and just give context to what you are looking to do with the insurance industry. Post that, we're then able to communicate to who and who are going to be making it into the innovation lab, and we're working with the NIA and the insurance industry. Is there funding available in this program? The primary focus is that bit post the program. During the program, you get the full context, right, of the insurance industry, the challenges that we're facing and the opportunities that exist, right? And then post the program, we're able to test this this solution that has come out at the end through a pilot, and facilitate collaborations, right? There's no funding guaranteed. There's no funding. In fact, there's no funding from this program. However, if you remember when I was talking about collaboration and it can be deeper, there can be opportunities where, for example, and I'm just saying here, anything can happen, right? This part, we are looking to see how it can go on its own in terms of on the merit of each of these solutions and propositions. And again, the understanding or the position of sort of the industry, the NIA at that point, and looking at each of these solutions. It can be, for example, joint venture conversations. It can be an investment conversations from the NIA as a body, or maybe from insurance companies individually, right? It can be the conversations and the engagements can differ in different ways. And so that's why just being open to what the opportunities are. Remember that we are talking about, if you look at the two areas, eKYC, claims exchange, those are sort of infrastructure-esque conversations. So how can all parties be a part of the progress of this solution? What that can look like will then be determined at that time, at those points. But right now, it's just being open to what the options can be in terms of how deep these collaborations will be. But
Well, are you still talking? We can't hear you.
I think he's frozen or something. Maybe network issue.
Yeah, I think we should reach out to him also.
All right.
I think there are a couple of questions in the chat needs to be responded to. Okay, while we wait for Damola to reconnect, I'd also like to there are questions on the chat box. And this question says, will startups be required to register as insurtech companies and comply with requirements like capital base and all that? I'm aware that there are requirements from Yellow. Okay, so I'm aware that there are requirements from NICOM as regards insurtechs. Of course, for a starter, it's not necessarily going to be a must. But if you have your business registered already, definitely that might be one of the things you need to look into. To address. Jenny, please, you can unmute. So I can see that your hand is raised.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. Good morning. My name is Jenny. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, I have two questions. First question is, are you guys looking at healthcare companies and then within the themes that you have, also trying to drive adoption for insurance? Then second thing is, can you share examples of pilots that you guys have done in the past with other startups? I think my last question is really just trying to ensure that for companies that do go through the program, that there is some sustainability. So it's not just a program that we've gone through and that's it, but at least, there is a path to pilot our solutions. That's it for me.
Sorry, Jen, I think I kind of lost you. I'm not sure if others heard you, but I lost you at some point, so I couldn't get the second question you asked.
So I think I heard that. It really has to do with sustainability.
Sustainability, yeah. Sustainability, yeah.
Yeah, sustainability. So like for piloting, right? I'm just making sure that post program that there is a true opportunity to pilot with insurance companies. So I was trying to get an example of pilots you guys have done with startups in the past, if that's been done before.
Okay. Okay, please go ahead.
So I want to say this is the first one for the industry, following our research, right? We're trying to grow the industry. Maybe other organizations or other entities too have done that, but this is the first for the industry. After a couple of research, we're looking at actually growing the industry. So sustainability, it's guaranteed based on adoption after this phase, because at the end, the insurance company is here with you. There are people that want to do business with you. If the spin points that Demola spoke about, if you can address those needs, we have other companies, if that would help, that we've done a couple of businesses where NIA has done a couple of partnership with, like the NID, right, Peter, and a couple of initiatives. This follows the same route. But here we want to solve a problem and then grow with you, and you grow with the industry. I don't know if that is able to actually help you, Jenny.
Well, thank you.
Yes,
Thank you. Okay. Does that take care of your question, Jenny? About the second question now?
Yes, it does.
I know the first question you asked if we are considering the healthcare, and for now, I'd say that might be a future thing. But for this first edition, the maiden edition, we are focused on motor insurance, right?
That's in respect of the claims exchange.
Claims,
Yeah.
yes.
So I was asking, is there like an opportunity for health, and one of the themes, is there an inclusion to drive adoption of insurance, or is it just KYC and claims fraud?
So if Jenny, if I would answer that, we're developing a roadmap here where we grow insurance. First of all, we've identified, based on we've identified this first bit, something we are growing with. As we go ahead, bringing everybody in, we learn more and see how to address every aspect of insurance, because it's about insurance totally, not just motor. We have life, we have health, we have all those bits. So this is to address insurance as a whole, but we are starting somewhere and then we scale. I think going forward, maybe later we'll have to draw a roadmap where we actually do this research and then pinpoint this and state it down and notice, so that people that are engaging with us, will now align and know where we are going as a roadmap.
Sorry, I missed everything. My internet went out. So I just want to confirm, is it really just motor and KYC and claims then? Is that just the focus?
For a start, that's the focus.
Okay.
Maybe just Yes.
Okay,
Do you
Rashida,
mind me?
so over to you.
Yes, I think we're bouncing off each other somewhere. Just to clarify again, to everyone, I think the insurance industry, as you probably know, it comprises of all the lines of general business as well as life insurance business. There is a separate health, even though health is also under insurance somewhat, but there's a portion of health that is mostly carried under here. The NHIA regulates health insurers, and they also have an association. However, I think in the end, the insurance is about risk and protection, and helping people being able to plan well. So there are potentials, and even within general and life companies, there are companies who are part of a group. So when you look at what we're kicking off with some specific pain points identified by players. There is a wildcard category if you read or go through some of the things shared today, which are things that could also help to improve penetration, make a difference and all. I feel that every innovator already has a chance to approach companies directly. What we're opening up is an opportunity to partner with multiple insurers or the whole industry at once, but it won't probably be on day one that you might get everybody on board. We already have insurtechs who are working with companies. So going back to what Isaiah said earlier, I saw a question on the chat, are we going to guarantee revenues? I'm sorry, no. I don't think that's how tech companies create value. I believe that when we create value will come to all players. So we're already playing in the market. Most of us are established players. We're working with some innovators already in the industry. The Insurance Association has been working with some innovators already. So innovators who solve the problem would generate revenue and impact. Instead of just having one company with maybe 100,000 policies that you're able to serve, imagine being able to access the whole industry. So this is the potential, the opportunity, this opportunity gives to any innovator, any tech company. I've seen the points also around, are we going to be an insurtech or not? Honestly, we're working with the regulator as well. So the innovation team in NICOM will be part of the program. We're happy to put anyone who is not registered, who has a solution that can solve our problems, into the sandbox. So that can address that concern, or I don't have capital yet or not. If we're proving a case, then we can show the regulator and say, look, we can then register this company because the company can see that they are solving a problem. But if it's still at an ideation stage, this might not be the best program for it. There might be other programs that will help you if you're at ideation stage. There may be some, proof of concepts you might need to still do as an innovator. but compensation guarantees aren't there. We could do any class of business and all class of business in the long run, but I think some of them are similar. So short-term products are very similar. Things that are related to critical illness is sort of similar to health, in the sense that it's about an individual, it's about health issues, about dealing with circumstances. It could be preventive or curative, or you are intervening. So there are these opportunities. So I feel that if any innovator on the call is looking to do something or a startup, just keep your mind open and go back to the fundamentals of what has made innovators successful, solving problems. So we've said we see these high-level problems. There are many problems that have been identified by companies, but we can't start with all. We have some priorities, and this is not going to be a one-off program. It's a program that is being kicked off, with this being the first, but we expect that this will be maintained. Part of the 10-year insurance industry plan has an innovation program which will be embedded to help drive the growth ambition of the regulator and the industry. So just to assure you is that we're all excited. We want to make a difference. We want to really serve customers differently. We're looking to partner. Our partners, of course, your IP and stuff will be protected, but we can't guarantee that if you don't solve the problem, then there's nothing we can do. But goodness, if we solve the problem as an industry, imagine millions of Nigerians that are not insured. Imagine millions of people who are at risk. Imagine the pain points our clients are going through now, because one of the big concerns we all have is that we don't have a customer-friendly journey as an industry. And beyond just selling, serving clients, post-sales, post-claims, there are just many opportunities. And so it really depends on what you believe you can do, how you're thinking, where you've already solved some of those problems, how transferable are they? And then we're opening up the ability to access our subject matter experts to work with us, to engage, to help you improve on whatever it is you have. I mean, this is like, for no fee, right? Thanks.
Thank you so much, Madam Rashida. Like I said,
Jenny's hand is up. I think Jenny's hand is still up.
yes, because of time, we just need to, because we are supposed to end at 12, and this is 4 minutes past 12 already. So I will just give Jenny like 30 seconds to just take your question.
Yeah, thank you so much for that. So I'm guessing that the last question is, I'm guessing I should not apply for this round until there is something more in alignment for health.
I don't think that's okay. I'm not sure that's a question, Jenny, but I think I understand what your point of view.
Peter,
And
there's
just
an
like
echo from you.
it's
Okay, Peter, can you hear me?
yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
I wanted to be sure where that echo was coming from.
Okay.
So we've noted your comments, and just like Madam Rashida had already said, it's the value proposition that we have, and that's really the big thing here. And trust me, we have things in place at the NIA to say, okay, anybody that is partnering with an insurtech or any startup, of course, we are considering the value. We are putting value first, and that's what we're focused on here at this maiden edition of the Innovation Lab. Trust me, when value comes first, I believe that monetary what's it called, attachment or development would also follow. That's a personal point of view anyway. But we've noted your comment, and then we'll see how we can definitely address that in future. But for this edition, we are not putting any monetary value at the front burner, just to say, okay, we are considering the value you're bringing to the table. And just to reiterate, anybody that's bringing any proposal, we have technicalities that are considered, the legal side of it, to also be sure that your intellectual property is protected. We have all of those things in place. And you are not just coming to pitch to the market and somebody's taking your idea and running with your idea. No, we are looking at how we can protect your intellectual property and all of that. So it's right for me to note that on this call. So once again, thank you everybody for coming, for joining this webinar. We appreciate your time. We have over 40 persons joined the call. Thank you for your time. We definitely going to roll out more information about what Mr. Damola addressed initially, the pitch day, the close-up applications and all of that. We'll push out more information on NIA's platforms. Please, if you're not following NIA on any of our social media platforms, on Instagram is Nigerian Insurance, on LinkedIn it is Nigerian Insurance Association, on Twitter it is Nigeria Insurance, no N, please. Once you type it, it pops up. Please follow us and so that we can stay updated. Thank you once again, and I'll be ending the call now. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your day at work. Thank you.